Everybody noticed already, but Luka Doncic was traded from the Dallas Mavericks to the Lakers. It's just nasty. It's just nasty. Even saying that is nasty. Like, what's wrong with you? I was blaming Mark Cuban. I was blaming whoever that GM named Nico or something like that. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is, yo. But he just traded he's at a 25-year-old superstar for a 33-year-old superstar. Like, come on, man. But that is just on the surface. That's just on the surface. I was gonna watch like Switch Out or whatever, and he was blaming like, yo, the Mavs has been a terrible franchise all this time. They've been very strict with their superstars. If Dirk never took a pay cut or whatever, the championship may have never even happened, blah blah blah. But then I got recommended a different video from that one. It was an HR video. His video was very interesting. It's called the Luka Conspiracy Goes Deeper Than You Thought. I watched a little bit of it, and from what I've seen, it's like Mark Cuban sold the Dallas Mavericks. He sold a lot of it. He sold enough of it where he is a minority owner, pretty much. It's under new management now, and being under new management, they have different objectives. It's like, yo, the Luka trade was $1 billion move. Like, it's strategic. It has nothing to do, I won't say it has nothing to do with basketball, but it has nothing to do with what's on the court. It has nothing to do with what's on the court. When a star gets fat or whatever, or a star has issues or problems, as a franchise, you deal with that. You deal with that. You know what I'm saying? When James Harden was on the Houston Rockets, they dealt with every single thing that was happening with James Harden. When he wouldn't go to practice, when he was just going to the strip club, like, come on, man. That's our star. That's a top 10, top 5 player. You said the same thing for Luka. But this is different. Who he sold it to was like some gambling billionaires or something like that, and they just wanted, they want Dallas. Like, it's bigger than Luka. It's bigger than basketball. Like, they're trying to get billions. They're trying to change Dallas into like Las Vegas type of thing. But I don't know if I can explain it that well, so I'm just gonna let him explain it real quick. I ain't gonna lie.
The Mavericks lost 700,000 Instagram followers overnight. Even Duolingo was making fun of them. The fans started to show up literally in protest in front of the stadium.
I've been a Mavs fan my whole entire life since I've been a baby. This is the worst moment in the history of my life. This is ridiculous.
He was a Mavs fan before he knew he was a Mavs fan. Come on.
This is crazy, man. We went to the NBA Finals. Why are we trading the best player, the franchise player?
So it doesn't make any sense.
Franchise player? You went to the NBA Finals. He's supposed to have a statue. Hell yeah. He's supposed to have a statue.
They told us we were going to get a statue for Luka. That was the plan that the fans had been building toward. It was working. They had just gone to the finals.
Doesn't make sense.
What the f is happening? I bought this t-shirt, by the way. Another ambush in Dallas. This is the one question they had.
Yeah, they tweaking, bro. They tweaking.
There's the official story. I'll tell it to you now. The official story is that AD, who was a great player, was worth it.
Defense gonna win chips.
Their GM thought Anthony Davis will bring the defense they need to win championships. They're now built to win now and in the future. By the way, AD, his first day as a Maverick, they got his stats wrong in the Instagram post, and he had to correct them in the comments. But this argument is a little suspicious, especially given that the second this trade happened, odds makers who have been good at predicting what happens in the NBA have drastically cut the Mavericks odds of winning and drastically increased the Lakers odds of winning for this season, not even the future. Why not ask other teams? Why not create a bidding war? You could have gotten the biggest haul in NBA history. They could have gotten anything. Every other team exec is furious that Lakers are the only team allowed to bid.
He could have got him. Come on, man.
Well, they didn't want to have it get out and have a fan backlash. But even that's becoming untrue. The Mavs executive class said they didn't expect any backlash or this level of backlash. So what the hell's going on? And I think Ant Edwards summed it up best in this question.
They say that nobody knew about the trade. At 25, they traded probably the best scorer in the NBA at 25.
Exactly.
And he didn't know about it. There's a lot more digging somebody got to do to find out why he got traded. Because you don't just trade him at 25. He just went to the finals, you know what I'm saying? So
that's a good question. You don't just trade him at 25. He just went to the finals. There's a lot more digging we need to do to figure out what went on. And that is why I am introducing the Doncic conspiracy. I think this goes a lot deeper. I think there's more going on here than what they are saying, and it comes in 4 parts. Number 1, a billionaire's game. You may have noticed if you're a sports fan, is it me? Do some owners just not care about winning anymore? As the NBA TV
See, I didn't even know though about Mark Cuban selling the team. I knew about it after watching this video. I can't have a cap. I don't know where it is, maybe like 13 or whatever. I'm like, Mark Cuban cares about this team. Why would he sell Luka like that? Mark Cuban cares about the league. He cares. I know he cares. So why would he even do that? But he doesn't even own. He's
start
a
to get near
minority
NFL levels.
He's not
the
a
main
majority
source for
anymore.
revenue for all the owners is TV deals,
Like,
which means they get the money regardless of how well the team does. They don't care about merch. They don't care about tickets. They just sit back and collect TV revenue. This is happening in every sport. Billionaires start buying teams they don't even care about. We got U.S. billionaires buying English soccer teams. Billionaires are buying up sports teams left and right because the economics of sports franchise ownership have exploded beyond imagination. As the TV deals get bigger, like the recently signed $76 billion NBA TV deal, the amount of money you can make each year just by sitting there doing nothing grows and grows, which means the most profitable thing to do is to cut your expenses as much as possible and coast. Interesting.
Exactly. Luka don't deserve that
as your
$300
franchise
million
value
contract.
goes up and up and up. Additionally, billionaires have noticed you can use sports teams to avoid millions in taxes. Here's Steve Ballmer, a former CEO of Microsoft, who pays less in taxes as a percent than Anthony Davis. Ballmer made $656 million in income, paid 12%. Anthony Davis made $35 million in income, paid 40%. Part 2, the house always wins. Now you might think he's talking about the owner, Mark Cuban of the Dallas Mavericks, because for 23 years, the owner of the Mavericks has been Mark Cuban. You know him from Shark Tank. But he's been the passionate face. He's there at the front row every game. He does the press conferences. He's clearly a diehard basketball fan. But he said in this quote, new management, because Mark Cuban is not the current owner of the Dallas Mavericks. If he was still the owner, I don't think this trade would have happened, because he said, and I quote, "If I had to choose between my wife and keeping Luka on the Mavs, catch me at my lawyer office preparing for a divorce."
That's love right there.
Think Mark Cuban would have gone for this trade. But Mark Cuban is no longer the owner of the Mavericks. This guy is the Vegas casino executive who just hit the NBA jackpot. This is Patrick Dumont. He co-owns the Mavericks now with the Adelson family, long-term Vegas casino billionaires. Sheldon is now dead. This is Miriam, his wife, who carries on his name of being a Vegas billionaire. But these 3 own the Mavericks, with Mark Cuban owning a small minority.
These 3 are the people who traded Luka. Why? They don't care about basketball.
Why did Mark Cuban sell to these Vegas billionaires? It was the changing NBA landscape. Let's get his words exactly.
Very pointed question. Why did you sell the Mavs?
So I sold 3/4 of them, not the whole thing. I still own 27.7% for a couple reasons. When I first bought in 2000, I was the tech guy in the NBA. I had every edge in every angle. Now, fast forward 24 years later, in order to sustain growth, to be able to compete with the new collective bargaining agreement, you have to have other sources of revenue.
So when you came
into that bargaining agreement really messed things up. That new bargaining agreement is the reason that Cat is on the Knicks now instead of the Timberwolves. That new bargaining agreement is now, I guess now, the reason Luka's traded to the Lakers. That new bargaining agreement did a lot of things. That new bargaining agreement fuck shit up.
League in 2002 about the Mavs. You were the tech guy, and NBA wanted tech guys. It was basically time
for the big markets like the Knicks and the Lakers even better. Like, what the fuck is this?
Rich people to buy sports teams and lose money on them and whatever. But in this new era, what do you need to have to compete, Mark?
And so you see other teams, and all sports for that matter, you know, talking about casinos, talking about doing real estate development,
all this,
hotel. That's just not me.
Exactly. You need casinos, you need hotels, you need real estate experience to turn your sports team into a much bigger profit. Exactly. That's where the money is. You need to be basically, as Steve Ballmer might say, a real estate
developers.
It's all about real estate developers. Why billionaire sports owners are snapping up so much real estate. That is what the future of sports is, because of gambling. The hotels, the resorts, the casinos, the sports books, all built into and around the stadiums. Mark Cuban recognizes this. Again, the Mavericks franchise is worth a few billion now, but if they sell it to a casino owner,
if we're able to build a Venetian type casino in Dallas with an American Airlines Center in the middle of it, the valuation is $20 billion. But I own 27% of that.
Well, good for you, Mark. But yes, 20.
That's how the league pretty much gonna get ruined, man. Simple as that. Simple as that. No love for the game. It's just money. These people are just money. Move Luka to the Lakers.
Get them parlays. If you can build a Phoenician casino in Dallas. Interesting. This fact will come up later. Let's go to part 3. Showtime. This is Adam Silver, commissioner of the NBA. You might know him from the meme where he says, "Get ready to learn Chinese, buddy," or from his role as a vampire in any movie you've ever seen. Yeah. But the new phrase that might be more important is get ready to gamble, buddy. Because 10 years ago, Adam Silver had a plan. He wrote an op-ed where he said, betting on professional sports is currently illegal in most of the United States outside of Nevada. I believe we need a different approach. And he led the charge to getting the NBA to put their full force behind pushing for legalization of gambling and making it a part of their broadcast and a part of their financial system. And for 10 years, they've been working on it. And in the past few years, it has finally started to bear fruit. They finally started to make some money off of this. Sports gambling is huge in the past few years, and they're not stopping there. Again, they want to expand. They want to grow the league. There's always more money to be made, more expansions, more builds, more casinos. Las Vegas doesn't currently have an NBA team, but is definitely on their list of expansion candidates. Interesting. At the same time, though, maybe they've forgotten about the viewership product. They've forgotten about the fans. Viewership will always be there to carry them along, but the fans are slowly but surely watching less. Viewership numbers continue to fall. Ratings keep going down. Each NBA Finals gets slightly less viewership than the last. Ever since basically the 2010s, it's been a slow decline. Put these pieces together and you have a league that is looking for something to jumpstart interest in the league, especially globally. Now, what is the #1 biggest market team? What is the team that most fans watch and care about? You guys know the game NBA 2K. You can actually check the data on what the most popular team people play as in the privacy of their own.
The biggest LeBron's probably the biggest international star, but Luka's probably up there too. Put him on the biggest, that's fucked. Oh my God, man. Business is ass.
Players have weighed in along these lines.
And so, first of all, I said to myself, no players was involved in this decision. This was billionaire business. The last 12 to 15 years, the players have decided, right, what we want to do. This was the owners, the governors, the billionaires deciding what they want to do. And so I looked at the business of the game. I said, one of the biggest international stars now at 25 years old, gets traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. The biggest market in the world for sports is the Lakers.
I called somebody yesterday who has known Nico Harrison, the GM who made the deal, the Mavericks GM, and I said, what happened?
Or
and this person said,
too.
This came from above and beyond the general manager. And when you only get one first-round pick back, that is somebody in ownership telling you, just make the deal. That is pressure from upstairs.
Additionally, even though the news around this will tell you that the Mavericks came up with this idea on their own. The Mavs approached us, the Lakers will say. They wanted to get rid of Luka. We had no idea. This is a crazy thing. We jumped on it. But if you look back on it, that doesn't add up with some leaks from months and months and months ago. People have been talking about the Lakers' plan to steal Luka. I'm not watching
basketball again. I'm a Heat fan. Fuck the Mavs. You know what I'm saying? They took a chip from us. But like, this ruins the sport. This is nasty. This is business. This is nasty. I don't like this.
They got their Texas Constitution. And in that Texas Constitution, there's some unique passages. #1, gambling is banned. Written directly into the Constitution is that there will be no casinos, there will be no gambling, there will be no sports gambling. They don't even have a state lottery. Written a long time ago. Hard to get rid of. Requires many majorities in the House and the Senate of Texas to get it replaced. Second thing that's odd about Texas is that their legislature only meets for 140 days every 2 years. That means in 2021, they meet from January to June. They make all of the laws, and then they don't meet again for 2 more years.
I respect that.
So 2023, January to June, they do all the work. They don't meet again for 2 more years. That's when all the laws get made. And that's important. That's going to come up later, so keep that in mind. But if you put all this together and you notice the Constitution bans gambling, but there's so much money to be made in gambling, there's going to be a political push by those with money. And that has happened.
A billionaire casino owner from Las Vegas has his eyes on Texas.
For years, buses like these have shuttled Texans across state lines to try their luck at casinos. For just as long, some lawmakers have questioned question why that money can't stay in Texas.
They have been pushing and pushing and pushing to get gambling legalized in Texas. They've been throwing money at it. They've been hiring lobbyists. They've been year after year pushing to try and get gambling legalized in Texas so they can build a second Vegas in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
He and his wife spent $4.5 million on Texas House races in 2020. Experts say they aren't surprised by his interest.
4 hours ago, right after all this trade deal happened, Greg Abbott.
Yo, this is crazy that he connected all these dots, though. This is crazy. Shout out H-Rock and whoever's on this team. It's crazy. It's disgusting. I hate it. I love it. Whatever, man.
Previously not supported. I love the effort. Switched his stance and said he supports Texas legalizing sports gambling. This is the current governor of Texas. So what do I think happened? You add all of these different pieces together. I think a couple Vegas billionaires don't give a shit about basketball. And they bought the Mavs for financial reasons. But they also wanted to build a growing second Vegas in Texas. They wanted to build casinos. They wanted to build a stadium. They wanted to build hotels. And they threw a bunch of money at Texas to make this happen. And part of that money included them buying the Mavs. I think that was the plan from the beginning. But then when it didn't happen, year after year after year, they needed a follow-up plan. And that plan came from the desperation of Adam Silver to get the league to grow its viewership. I think they said, if we can't get this done in Texas, then what we'll do is we'll ship Luka off to the Lakers, helping out Adam Silver, which means he'll give us the green light for the expansion slot in Vegas. We can tank the team, we can move it to Vegas, and if we can't move it to Vegas, then we'll just sit there and rest invest. We'll spend no money on Luka, we'll sit there and lose and farm taxes. And either way, whether we go to Vegas or whether we sit there and lose because we don't care about winning, we'll make our money back. I think when you add it all up, this makes way more sense than Nico Harrison just being suddenly monumentously stupid after 20 years in basketball, making the worst trade in basketball history. That's what I think happened.
So
and I also think that this kind of sucks. I think it sucks that even sports are getting constantly invaded by billionaires turning every possible thing into the maximized profit vehicle. I had no problem with Mark Cuban being a billionaire. He loved the Mavericks. He loved basketball. He wanted to win. But these people don't care. And the fact that this has become so profitable has led to a real negative outcome for the fans. I think this is one small symptom of a larger problem where we're seeing some enshittification of a lot of things we used to enjoy as they try to suck the maximum possible value, the maximum squeeze. I also think one more thing. I think I wish this wouldn't happen, but I think in a world where it does, I'm super fucking glad it's happening for the Lakers.
He a Laker fan.
Let's
Fuck off, bro. Fuck off, man. Yeah, in conclusion, man, sports are fucked. Sports are fucked. It's over. It's over, man. Sports are fucked. I mean, they been fucked. You know, people's been having a conspiracy theory like, yo, everything's rigged. I kind of believed it, kind of didn't. I ain't really believe it. I ain't gonna lie. But this, it's over. It's over. It's over. This is over. It's over. It's over. It's over. I don't, that's over. I can't support that. I can't support that, man. I can't support this. This is disgusting. This is nasty. I hate this. I hate this. It's just money. That's it, man. That's it. I'm out. Like, subscribe to H-Rock if you aren't already. That was amazing. How you connected all those dots, man. That was beautiful. Shout out H-Rock. I would have never known Mark Cuban sold majority of the company. Yeah, to profit even more. Even him. Even though he loved the sport, you know what I'm saying? Man, watch these videos if you want more content, and fuck the Lakers, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. It's not even about fuck the Lakers, man. Like, we got another one. Just because. Send them to the Knicks at least. Like, yo, let the Knicks win something. Like, come on, bro. It's New York. Fuck LA.